Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with a review on the new, Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I've been able to try this out for a few weeks now, so I feel like I have a general idea of whether or not I like this foundation. But just a little like life update type thing, I guess. I am back at school. School has started and I am in my new apartment. I'm waiting currently on some equipment right now. So let's just go ahead and get started. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. It is an oil-free foundation that's meant to be undetectable, make you look natural and like you were born with it. It's supposed to help diminish fine lines, pores, and kind of cover up blemishes. It is a medium to full coverage foundation. So you can get a pretty good sense of what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to give you a radiant look, so the finish is going to be like kind of a demi matte, or not quite dewy, a semi dewy. Is that a thing? Maybe. But yeah, so it is formulated with coconut water, which they say is supposed to help hydrate your skin. It has alpine rose, which is supposed to brighten your skin, and hyaluronic acid, which is supposed to give you a smooth, youthful look. It costs $39. You can get it from Sephora, Too Faced's website, and Ulta, and you get 1 fluid ounce, which is pretty standard. Currently, they have 12 shades, but in the fall, they're introducing 6 new shades. I believe it is available on their website, the shades that they're offering. It's not available to purchase yet, but you can see if your shade is coming soon. I've talked about the coverage. It's medium to full. With 1 application or 1 pump, you get medium coverage, and with 2 you can get full. Today I am wearing 1 pump, and I don't know if you can tell, but over here I have some blemishes that are kind of shining through a bit. I don't know if it's coming up on camera though, but you can tell whenever like I can tell anyways, whenever I look in the mirror, like I can see it. And then I've also had some like red spots over here from like I've been breaking out, but it's kind of is there as well. So with medium coverage, you do see things still shining through, like blemishes and stuff like that. So that's good to keep in mind. But I do have like this red spot here that's like really red, and it's covered it quite well in my opinion. The consistency is kind of like it has a medium consistency. I'll go ahead and pump a little bit, but yeah. So it has like a medium consistency. It's not as liquidy as the Estee Lauder Double Wear, but it's also not as thick as like the Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion. So it's kind of an in-between, which is good if you, it's pretty good if you think about it, Also because of that, it doesn't feel too heavy on your face, which is great. I feel like when you first initially apply it, it does feel kind of heavy, which isn't favorable, but after you're done with your makeup, after it's, settled a little bit, it does feel better on your skin. And I feel like you can't really tell that you have it on. Like, you acknowledge that you have on foundation, but it's not like super like, oh, like my skin can't breathe. So during my time trialing this foundation, I have tried it without primer before. I've tried it with primer, and I feel like it wears pretty well. With and without primer. I prefer it with primer because it is kind of the sun's going out. It's cloudy today. Come back. Alright, so on a regular day, it does. Wait, what was I talking about? Where? Oh, okay, yeah. So on a regular day, on a regular makeup day anyways, with primer, it does wear really well. Oh my gosh, I keep saying that. It wears really well throughout the day. On average, I probably wear makeup for like 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours. On a longer day, it's probably like 12 to 16 hours, but that's like a long day, you know? And I feel like it wears well all day. I feel like it does. It really does. One thing to note though is that it will kind of settle in like your pores or your fine lines, or like more laugh lines. Everything settles in that. So for me, like, I just notice if it settles less. And right now, I mean, it's settled. It's settled. It's not like super bad though. Like, I feel like it's better than other foundations that I've worn. So that's good. And then my pores, for some reason, it's just my right side. Like, I kind of have like noticeable pores on my right side, but it's not like super like bam, you have pores. If you use a pore filling primer, I think it should be fine. And I will say, oh yeah, right, it does oxidize. When I first apply this, I have the shade in Nude. When I first apply this, it looks kind of too light for my face, but then after it oxidizes, by the time I'm done with all my makeup, it kind of looks fine. Like, it evens it out a little bit. It does get a teeny bit too orange, but it's nothing that like a powder or something can't fix, you know? So that's just something good to note. And with this, I really like using the Beauty Blender or just kind of a blending sponge in general. I've used a brush to apply this. I think for like the first week I used a brush and like I hated this foundation, but I think it was just because I was using a brush and it just didn't look good. It looked really cakey, like extremely cakey, and it just did not look flattering at all. But with a Beauty Blender, I feel like it helps make it, I feel like it helps it. It just makes it look a lot better. As far as whether or not I recommend this for all skin types like it claims, I do recommend it for all skin types. I feel like it would look pretty good on everyone. But a few things to note: if you do have like really oily skin, I highly recommend using a mattifying primer plus like setting it with powder, because I have combo skin and I notice that my oily areas get a teeny bit more oily than usual, and my oily areas aren't even really too oily either. So I feel like if I notice that, then that is something to note. I also recommend that if you have dry flaky skin, like if you have dry skin, that's fine, use a hydrating primer or something like that. But if you have dry flaky skin, I highly recommend you exfoliate before using this and use a hydrating primer. So other than that, like, I do recommend it for all skin types. I feel like it would look really good on everyone. But if you are allergic to things like coconut, then I would kind of steer away, because you never know if you have like an allergic reaction or something. Overall, I do really like this foundation. I feel like I had some complications with it, because at first, like, I absolutely hated it. When using a brush, I felt like it emphasized my pores a lot more. So I do recommend you use the blending sponge. Just saying, again, because that is important. But yes, I highly recommend this foundation. I think it's a pretty good investment. I don't know like if I would exactly reach for this all the time though. I will say that I do really like it. It does wear nice on top of like sunscreen and everything like that. And the sun is going back away. It's dying. The clouds are coming. Anyways, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Yes, I do recommend this, and go get shade matched or something, because I do like it. I do set it because I just feel wrong not setting it with powder, because my under eyes crease like all the time. But yeah, I do really like it and I do recommend it. Please let me know if you've tried this foundation down below in the comments. Please give this a thumbs up if this was helpful in any kind of way. I was gonna say like type of, but then I said kind of. Yeah, so give this a thumbs up if you found this helpful in any kind of way, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!